A very bizarre moment just unfolded this morning in Donald Trump's cabinet meeting. He had the press there and he was supposed to take questions, and he just abruptly kicked out the press. He's been panicking all morning. He's been ranting and raving like a lunatic on social media. Again, this cabinet meeting was supposed to be open to the press. He was supposed to take questions, but then they just shut it down. They kicked out the press. Let me show you what happened moments ago. Here, play this clip.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Putin.
Mr. President, why not take questions?
Mr. President, one question. Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Let's go. Start moving. Thank you, press. Keep moving. Thank you. Go, guys.
And as I noted, Donald Trump's been ranting like a lunatic all morning. He's been making social media posts attacking and defaming Alex Pretty, who was murdered by his Border Patrol Gestapo. He's also been making social media posts attacking Jerome Powell. He writes, Jerome, too late. Powell again refused to cut interest rates, even though he has absolutely no reason to keep them so high. He is hurting our country and its national security. He goes on to rant and rave like a lunatic in that social media post for a longer paragraph. No need to read it. It's just the rantings and ravings of an insane person. Also, we're learning that the Trump regime has been holding more secret meetings with separatist fringe groups in Canada to try to convince Alberta to secede from Canada and potentially become part of the United States. Again, this is Donald Trump's attack on Canada, which he continues to refer to as the 51st state. He refers to Prime Minister Carney now as Governor Carney. Donald Trump is absolutely jealous that Prime Minister Carney has been able to unite a lot of the world and make great deals with China and Europe and elsewhere, while Donald Trump has now isolated the United States. Also, you have a senior DOJ official, Ed Martin, posting photos with Sidney Powell, one of Trump's top conspiracy theorists who denied the results of the 2020 election. This follows Donald Trump's FBI Gestapo raiding the Fulton County election offices and warehouses that have all of the ballots stored from 2020, and the Trump FBI raided it, took all of the 2020 ballots, and now the people in Fulton County say that the Trump regime is likely going to tamper with it, and they can no longer actually say that there is a proper chain of custody anymore, given that the Trump regime lies, steals, cheats, commits crimes, tampers with things, and manipulates things. So the Trump regime sent Tom Homan into Minnesota to replace Greg Bavino. Greg Bavino was the former leader of the Border Patrol Gestapo, and so Bavino was removed and demoted, and who knows what he's doing now, but Tom Homan was moved in. Tom Homan, of course, is the border czar, as he's called. He's the guy who allegedly took money in a kava bag as a quid pro quo, which was investigated by the FBI, but then Trump's FBI looked the other way, and Homan refuses to speak about what happened with money being handed to him in a kava bag. But anyway, Homan, who's really no better at all than Bavino. I mean, they're both horrible human beings who have engaged in horrific atrocities against humanity and crimes against humanity, in my opinion. Homan shows up in Minnesota today, and in Minneapolis, he gives his first speech, and he says, he basically blames the people who criticized ICE's invasion for the reason that people died, people were murdered by Donald Trump's ICE and Border Patrol Gestapo. Homan says, I warned there would be bloodshed if the rhetoric against ICE didn't stop. And there has now been bloodshed. Here, play this clip.
I begged for the last 2 months on TV for the rhetoric to stop. I said in March, if the rhetoric didn't stop, there's going to be bloodshed. And there has been. I wish I wasn't right. I don't want to see anybody die. Not officers, not members of the community, and not the targets of our operations.
Well, all of that's going on. More U.S. companies are announcing layoffs. We previously reported massive layoffs from Amazon while they fund also Melania's movie. They give her $70 million, but slash 16,000 jobs. Lots of other companies have announced massive job cuts and layoffs. As I've said before, we are in a jobs recession right now. People can't get jobs. People who have jobs are unable to make wages with dignity or get wages with dignity. This is the Trump era of corporate cost cutting, as they're describing it, which is actually the CEOs making 1,000, 3,000, 5,000x with their employees' work while firing their employees. But take a look at how various state regime media is dealing with it this morning. CBS News, which shouldn't even be called news anymore. As I saw that one comedian say at the Golden Globes, it stands for CBS. It's all BS that comes out of them. But their state regime media now, they brought on Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and they're asking him the tough questions like, tell me about something unusual that you drink or eat in the morning. Here, play this clip.
My deep dark secret is I have a Dr. Pepper for breakfast. Not allowed to do it in the house with the children.
Wait, that's your breakfast secretary?
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Don't tell Bobby Kennedy.
All right.
Don't tell Bobby Kennedy.
Have you ever wanted something so badly online you're like, this is it. I found my dream couch. And then you see the price and immediately close the tab? I'm talking rugs that cost more than a car, lamps that apparently require a second mortgage. That was me until dupe.com. Seriously, I'm kind of obsessed. I had my eye on one of those ridiculously expensive cloud couches that influencers are always flopping onto. $6,000. $6,000. I ran it through dupe.com and boom, same look, same plush vibe for a fraction of the price. It felt kind of illegal, and it's stupid easy. You just go to dupe.com, paste in a product link or upload a photo, and it instantly finds lookalikes that don't wreck your bank account. And these aren't sketchy knockoffs. Half the time, they are coming from the same factories, just without the terrifying price tag. And it's not just furniture. Dupe works for fashion, shoes, jewelry, basically anything where you've got expensive taste and a very unexpensive budget. Using dupe.com is insanely simple. Just go to dupe.com and paste any product URL or even upload a photo, and it will instantly show you similar items for way less. There's also an app and a browser extension if you want to make it even easier. No account needed, totally free. Start saving money with dupe.com today.
What are we even talking about there? Then going to state regime media, which calls itself Fox. You have Melania Trump, I guess, on there every hour now, promoting the Melania movie, which nobody wants to see. And she says that, as a parent, you have to be there for your little children. And Barron, who's 19 years old, she describes as like her little child. This is what they're doing on state regime media. Play this clip.
Tell us about that, the challenge of being the first lady of the greatest country in the world. Everyone's pulling at you, but you also have your priority of your family.
It's very important. You need to be there for a child nonstop, especially when they need you, especially at that age that Barron is. He's an incredible young man. We are very proud of him. Second year in Stern School of Business.
She also talks about that her representatives are in contact with Vladimir Putin right now. And this, as we know, Donald Trump is displaying Vladimir Putin's photo with Trump in the Oval Office very prominently. Here's what Melania says there. Let's play it.
In Russia, you sent Vladimir Putin a note. Did he get back to you? Tell me about that.
He did. He wrote a letter back to me. My representative is in contact with them, and we are still working, reuniting more children. I hope soon we will have a great success again. It's great to see.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright. This is part of the new Trump propaganda push this morning. They're saying as a result of Donald Trump bringing back coal and getting rid of solar and wind energy, hundreds of lives were saved in the winter storm. Hundreds of people would have died, he said, if Biden was in office. But we saved your life by bringing back coal. That's the propaganda the regime is spewing this morning. Let's play this clip right here.
Yeah, not just the storm, but the cold temperatures, Dana. They drive up demand for electricity to often the annual peak. And I will tell you, coal and President Trump's effort to keep coal plants open has, in the last few days, has likely saved hundreds of American lives. We had a much smaller cold front during the Biden administration. We lost over 200 American lives because power went down, heating went out. The Trump administration, we've saved 17 gigawatts of coal plants to keep them open. Natural gas, coal, and nuclear, in that order, have been the key workhorses to keep the lights on at these peak demand times.
Actually,
And now we're also learning more about Donald Trump's shady oil dealings with Venezuela, because all of this is a grift to enrich Donald Trump. The Washington Post reports that Trump officials who were awarded Venezuela oil sales contracts have done that with firms tied to bribery. Two trading houses with a history of bribery and corruption won the $500 million deals, court records show. They were previously hunted down by the U.S. Department of Justice, but that does not seem to matter to the current regime. Two global trading houses that brokered an opaque deal with Trump this month to sell Venezuelan oil and then put the money in a Qatari bank account were previously prosecuted for bribery schemes involving oil sales elsewhere. A senior trader at Vitol donated $6 million to Trump's 2024 election campaign. Isn't that what this is all about, folks? At the end of the day, Donald Trump enriching himself through this utter grift. And then finally, the United States moving closer to war with Iran. Iran says that it is engaging in war games right now off the Strait of Hormuz, where they're going to be doing live firing exercises, potentially disrupting traffic through that waterway. America has its Abraham Lincoln tanker group that's in the area right now. It seems that there could be another war imminent with Iran, and we will be keeping you posted every step of the way as we watch for that. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.